They talk about the boom, but do they mention the bust? The headlines scream luxury, but the numbers don't lie. It's time to look the market straight in the eye.
Welcome to the Miami Condo Exchange, where we break down the price, the scope, and the range.
With Peter Zalewski, the authority here, making the complex simple, making the murky clear. From the buy-side pressure to the sell-side heat, we're tracking every move on the concrete street. We got the data, the stats, the metrics you need. Beyond the flash and the glamour, we're planting the seed of truth. We analyze the trends, we map out the spread. Is it vintage charm or a money pit trap? We're looking at the analytics, closing the gap. Past performance, present shock, future prediction. Separating hard reality from the friction of fiction. No sugarcoating, no fluff, no disguise. Just the raw condo numbers right before your eyes. South Florida is shifting, the tides start to turn. If you don't know the math, you're gonna get burned. Yeah, this is the Miami Condo Exchange.
Welcome to the Miami Condo Exchange, where we break down the price, the scope, and the range.
With Peter Zalewski, keeping it real, digging deep in the dirt of every single deal. From the buy-side pressure to the sell-side heat, the only podcast you need on the Miami street. Hey.
Real numbers, real talk.
The hyperbole stops here. This is the Miami Condo.
Condo Exchange, y'all.
Happy Tuesday, Miami. This is the Miami Condo Exchange, a statistical analysis of what's going on in the Tri-County South Florida region of Miami-Dade, Broward, Palm Beach County. What are we talking about today? We're talking as we come up to the halfway point of the summer buying season, that period of time from May through October. It's turning out to be a wasted summer. The South Florida Condo Cliff Index, both the overall as well as the vintage, they're both down. They're down significantly. The vintage side, which is those condos that are 30 years old or older, they're down 8% since April the 28th. Tumbling. Why is it tumbling? Well, listings are coming down, but you know it's falling even faster, twice as fast? Pending sales. Pending sales, they're dwindling, they're drying up. On the vintage side, what about on the overall side? All condos, doesn't matter what age, down 6.4%. 8% down on the vintage side, 6.4% on the overall side. What's the story there? Pending sales are down. 16% pending sales are down. Vintage side, 14% on the overall condo market. So while listings are coming down, while sellers who are refusing to accept lowball offers, well, they're taking their condos off the market. What's also happening is pending sales are falling. Buyers are not stepping up because the deals are not yet deep enough. The discounts aren't deep enough in order to get buyers off the couch and get them playing in the game. All of you sellers, developers, listing agents, owners who thought FIFA World Cup was going to save the day, as we predicted, no. Snake eyes was the dice roll. We're not seeing any activity whatsoever. We're going to get into the details of World Cup tomorrow, but on today's podcast, we're going to walk you through where we are almost halfway through the summer buying season. That period of time, that's the most active for condo sales. Q2, most active. Q3, second most active. Third most active quarter is going to be Q4. Weakest quarter is Q1. So if you're not selling it now, it's not looking good, everybody. I'm Peter Zalewski, condo consultant, expert witness, founder of the Miami Condo Investment Club. I go live weekdays, 4 o'clock. We are always talking about condos on Tuesday, we have the Miami Condo Exchange. It is effectively a statistical look at what's going on in the marketplace. We view the condo market in the Tri-County, South Florida area as a trading pit, a trading floor for condos. These are not people looking to buy a condo, live the American dream with a family and a dog. These are speculators trying to come in low and sell high. Inevitably, they get it mixed up. They do the opposite. They tend to buy high and then they sell low. We came out with a report yesterday. In the first half of 2026, this is the lowest median rental rate that we've seen in 5 years. Rents are tumbling. They are coming down. The sales are coming down. The listings are peeling off in effectively a wasted summer first half through. Not a surprise. Anybody who's been watching our podcast, anybody who's a member of the Miami Condo Investing Club, if you're looking for straightforward information that is not Chamber of Commerce, that's not sell-side hyperbole, we've been telling you about this. We predicted it coming in. We also predicted if you were selling, you had to get out because of rising costs associated with condos, especially as a result of everything that went into place. Everything became law as a result of the Surfside condo collapse, which happened 5 years ago, June 24th, 2021. We just celebrated, or not celebrated, recognized 5-year anniversary. As a result of that, many of the changes that were put in place, they're now forcing unit owners who are cash strapped. They're scrambling to be able to afford their condo, their special assessments, their insurance, everything else. They are getting jammed up in buyers are not stepping forward. Why? Interest rates, mortgage rates, 6.5, 6.6%, and going higher. We were told by a lot of people mortgage rates are going to come down in the 5s, maybe the 4s. Wall Street says a 4% mortgage rate is probably going to spur housing. Remember, everybody, interest rates go up, housing goes down. Interest rates come down, housing goes up. We are on the wrong side of the trade if you're a seller, but if you're a buyer, these are exciting times. Why? You got no reason to rush, and you got sellers who are feeling the pressure of the cost of condo living. You have rents coming down. Every month, many landlords are subsidizing a tenant to live in their place. This is not the go-go days of 2021, 2022, 2023, when you can work from home. Remember? We all remember it during the pandemic. Companies said, go ahead, work from home. So a lot of people relocated here. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, he announced at the time, you don't have to pay attention to blue state mandates where you have to wear a mask. You come down here, you don't need a mask. And Miami Beach permitted you to twerk on a police car on Ocean Drive. I say that tongue in cheek. But those were the go-go days. And as a result, that sales spiked. Prices went up. Pre-construction sales were everywhere. And you know what's happening now? Now we're doing the great cleanup. Cleanup we predicted long time ago. January 2025, I called for a 40% price drop. That's what's necessary to get us back to some sort of equilibrium. We're starting to unravel in various markets, especially Broward County, but our various indices, the indices that we track, active listing, pending sales, in order to give you an idea of what's going on real time, because closed sales, they tell you what happened in the past 30 days ago, 60 days ago, 90 days, 120 days ago. What the hell good is that? We want to know what's going on week over week over week. Anybody follows Wall Street? Wall Street, you got the indices. You got the Dow Jones. You got the NASDAQ. You got the SP 500. You got the Russell. You got all of them. They're all telling you where we're going in the future. That is the expectation. When you look at the unemployment data, it tells you where you were in the past. Closed sales data are the past. Our indices are giving you an idea as to where you should be playing and where you shouldn't be playing. As our index goes up, that means advantage seller. As the index goes down, that means advantage buyer. And you know what we're seeing? We're seeing that all the indices are going down. We take a look at the overall market. We also look at the vintage market, 30 years old or older. What does vintage mean? Well, as a result of Surfside, there's mandatory inspections that are now required. Transparency is basically what came as a result of Surfside. If you look at everything that Tallahassee did with the involvement or the influence of the insurance industry, now it's all about transparency. So if you're a unit owner and or you're a prospective buyer, now when you go to get information on the building, a lot more has got to be shared with you. Condo boards that don't share it, those members could be facing third-degree felony charges. Whether or not the state's going to bring them up, who knows? But it is on the books. The other aspect that's come about as a result of Surfside is mandatory inspections. Every 10 years, Structural Integrity Reserve Study called the SIRS, year 30. The building gets to about 30 years old. Got to do a milestone inspection. Milestone inspection, that's a roll-up-the-sleeve, deep dive into what is the state of the building, where you bring in a licensed architect, licensed engineer. They identify everything. They look at everything. They can tell you what the shelf life is. Based on their expertise, they then turn it over to people in the finance department who will associate a price with it. So the pricing based on the expert opinion is wrapped together in a report. They put a bow on it. They send it over to the condo board. As of 2026, condo board now has to adopt it. They have to fund it in the form of a special assessment and or a loan to the condo association. As a result of that, cost of condo living is going up, not only on the maintenance side, but also on the special assessment side. Our best guesstimate, if you were in a building that's 4 stories or less, going up on 30 years, probably looking at $25,000 special assessment. If your building is 5 stories to 14, that's $65,000 what you should anticipate. If that building is 15 stories or higher, that's $100,000 on the board you're going to be expected to pay. Typically, you get a year to pay. You don't pay, association can move to foreclose on you, just like a bank would move to foreclose on you. And what this is doing is this is creating a very difficult situation where many people are pushed to the financial cliff. Are they going to be able to survive? And more importantly, if they're able to pay their bills, what about everybody around them? 4 deals trade in a building, everything gets repriced. That's what a commercial real estate appraiser told me. So we've got downward pressure on condo pricing. We have people who are trying to make ends meet, plus they're dealing with the affordability issue. They're dealing with the gas prices, $4 a gallon. I don't have a car, but anything that moves with transportation that uses fuel, whether it's food, it's individuals, it's furniture, it's anything, it's more expensive to live. Some of it's corporate greed, but basically affordability is a big issue. We see what's going on with inflation rate coming in 3.5% to 4%. It's not good. It's definitely not good. And this is causing a lot of people to wait and see. And that's the last thing that a condo seller wants to see, because they got to get out. They can't afford it. And every month that goes by, that's more and more money that has to be paid. And then if you try to turn around trying to rent it, you're dealing with rents that went from about $2,750 on a median basis monthly, $2,750, Tri-County, South Florida area. In 2022, first half of 2022, today, $2,200. Last year, $2,300. They keep ticking down and they're heading down. If you guys look at what rentals were prior to the pandemic, $1,900 a month. I don't know if we're going there, but if we are going there, you're going to have a lot of landlords who are desperately searching for a way out. They might look to refinance. Problem is mortgage rates are so high. It has to do with the deficit. Has to do with what's going on with Iran, has to do with a whole variety of issues. The United States is becoming much more risky of a place if you are providing financing, if you're buying bonds, you're buying any of it. So as a result of that, what we're seeing is a wasted summer for sellers and a golden opportunity that's emerging for buyers. If you're a buyer, you want to go into the marketplace, you want to figure out, am I catching a falling knife? What should I do? Well, what we always recommend is when you're doing your first walkthrough, you're doing your first perusal, use the 1% rule. 1 month of rent represents 1% of value. So if you get $1,000 a month of rent, it means a place worth $100,000. You get $10,000 a month of rent worth $1 million. Today, if you take a look at what the rental rates are coming in at, 2,200 or so, 23, 22,000, depending on which county it is. Condos are worth, effectively based on the rent, somewhere between $200,000 $250,000. Unfortunately, if you look at a lot of the condo asking prices, you're looking at $1 million. The numbers are not penciling. Because they're not penciling, it makes much more sense to rent today than it does to buy it. If you were a seller, that's not what you want to hear, because chances are you paid too much, you chased the shiny object, you swallowed the hook, and now you got to figure out how the heck to get out of it. But if you're a renter, maybe your lease is coming up, ask for a lower rent. Otherwise, bail, look somewhere else. It's a pain in the ass. Yeah, you got to get a mover, you got to go through the process. But understand where we are in the marketplace. Advantage buyer, advantage tenant, not so much seller, not so much landlord. So that's our marketplace. We're going to get into it. We're going to show you what's going on in the summer. We're going to lay it all out. You guys are watching this live. As a result, you get everything for free. We're going to share all our information. However, once podcast's over, we're going to go ahead and edit it for sound, edit it for look. We'll then make it available on demand. If you want to watch it on demand, though, you got to be a member of the club, Miami Condo Investing Club, a community we're building for those people who are interested in condos. Set up the club back in 2024. Try to bypass and ignore and broadcast over all of the sell side hyperbole, all of the industry talk. I want to be able to simply deliver that information. So if that's something you're looking for, we invite you to consider joining the club. Could be a DIY buyer. Do it on your own. Do it yourself. Could be a buyer working with a broker. Want to know what's going on? Do it. Could be a listing agent. Can't sell that property. Why? Well, chances are our data's going to be able to tell you. Could be a lender. Maybe you're putting money on the street. You want to go ahead and finance stuff. You're not sure really where to go. Join the club. Could be a regulator. You're up in Tallahassee. You're in Orlando. You want to figure out what's going on. You might be in DC. Maybe you work in the banking industry. Trying to figure out what's going on in the market. Join the club. Could be curious. Could be a gadfly. Could be anybody. Everybody's welcome to the Miami Condo Investing Club. More information, miamicondo.club. Everything we go ahead and show you now, when you watch it on demand, it's all going to be behind the paywall. So let's go ahead. We are going to share our screen. We're going to show you what's going on week over week over week, 12 weeks into the summer buying season, the most active time for condo transactions in the Tri-County area. Now, you say, well, what would be the most active time? Well, understand the way it works. November through April, people come to town. They're coming here for an event. They're coming here for vacation, coming here for a cruise. They get the bug. They like it. They want to move here. They want to invest here. So they start searching. By the time they ultimately close, you know when that is? Tends to be the summer buying season of May through October. Who else is in town this time of year? Well, you got your people who are data-driven. You got people looking for discounts. They are the ones playing right now. They're the dumpster divers looking for the deal. Why? Because the weather's starting to change, starting to piss down rain. It's 95 degrees. Nobody wants to be here. Unless you came for the World Cup. Developers had us believe everybody was coming to town. Miami hosted 7 matches at the World Cup. Didn't do anything for sales. All those parties the developers put on. What about all the listing agents? Oh, people are going to come to town. We're the hottest place. Where, Dubai's got all its problems. Everyone's coming. Well, it's not bearing out in the condo market. I will tell you that. And more importantly, I'm going to show you that. Industry's not going to talk about it. You know what the industry is going to tell you about? It's a healthy rebalancing of the marketplace. Trees grow to the moon here. Well, if you believe that, and if you believe that, you're probably trying to unload right now and you can't find a buyer and you're trying to figure out what the heck happened. I'll tell you what happened. You followed the shiny object and you swallowed the hook. You want to get straightforward information. We're not going to sugarcoat it. We're not going to be gentle. We'll let you know exactly what's going on. We're tracking the data. I was a former journalist. 13 years I did it. After that, I wrote a column, Miami Herald, as well as The Real Deal. Did it for 5 years. Both publications, simultaneously, different columns. All I do is take a look at condo market. I study the condo market, and I talk about the condo market. I am the yang to all of the other yings out there. Maybe you like me, maybe you don't, but you will get a different perspective, most likely, than what you're hearing on the street, and that is the purpose. So, you guys are interested in what I have to say, you want to hear what we're talking about condos, every weekday, 4 o'clock, we go live. Monday, I do Miami Condo Mondays with my partner, Jenny Huertas from CVR Realty. She's a broker owner over there. Check out her website, cvrrealty.com. Tuesdays is Miami Condo Exchange, where we look at the condo market as if it's a trading pit for condos. Wednesday, Peter Zalewski Show. I do deep dive into a subject or I do a one-on-one with somebody I think you need to know. Thursday, Distressed Condo Market podcast, and wrap up the week with a bull versus bear podcast called Buy, Sell, Hold. I do with Daniel Hernandez over at Compass Real Estate in Coconut Grove. So that being said, let's go ahead and share our screen. We're going to show you guys some numbers. We'll show you some things and help you to form your opinion. We're not going to tell you what to think. We're going to just give you